Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Monday, July 28th. Hope everybody had a beautiful, fun-filled weekend. Happy Gilmore 2, released on Friday. A lot of conversation.
Go to your happy place.
About Happy Gilmore. I did not watch it. Lloyd watched it with apparently he had a watch party.
We had a watch party
for it with his friends
G.
at Alec. And look, I've heard mixed reviews on it. I believe anytime you have a sequel to a classic, it's going to be, you can't expect it to be the same as the first. But I did hear that they had a lot of funny parts in it. They had some moments where you felt like it was a little too much. But I feel like that's all Adam Sandler movies. That is right on par with everything he's done. And all in all, I think it was a success. From everything I've heard, I haven't seen it.
Are you going to?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We tried to watch. So I was in Arkansas, in Springs. What's the
Hot Springs?
Hot Springs Village.
Retirement home.
No, the area was not retirement, but it was
What is the median age?
Listen, we had my mom's whole side of the family, cousins, aunts, uncles, cousins' kids, all these family there, which was great. So it wasn't supposed to be super rowdy, and it wasn't, but it was very enjoyable. Weather was great. Lake was awesome. 8 golf courses within 25 miles in Hot Springs Village, which was awesome. So we had, Thursday to Sunday. That's where we were at. So every night we kept saying, okay, let's get the kids to sleep early and let's all watch it, because you had really young kids who didn't really want to watch it, and that never happened. The kids stayed up later than we did.
Of course.
Right? That's how it works. So we never got to watch it, and I'm going to watch it at some point here soon. But I've, obviously seen clips and seen a ton of 72 cameos, what you said?
Yeah, 72.
72. And look, golf is rising in popularity. Obviously, this is going to help. But that was released on Friday, so I hope if you watched it, you enjoyed it. If you didn't watch it, if you watched it and you didn't like it, I don't care. Don't tell me about it, because I want to like it. So don't influence me any negatively.
I don't see how anybody could watch that movie and come away disappointed.
It's not going to win it's not going to go win an award.
When did that become like the standard for Happy Gilmore?
Right. And look, honestly, a lot of the movie awards, I don't even like the movies that win the awards.
Right. This is This is for us. If you're a fucking movie critic or whatever, if you want
100%.
Some sort of spellbinding performance or some tale that you've never seen told before, I will say there is an absolute shocker in the film.
Well, don't
I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm just saying.
Don't spoil it.
Oh, Jesus, look at that.
Don't spoil it for me. I want to watch it,
no,
but I heard it's
would
good.
Never. But the fact that people are like, there's not even a criticism that you can have about the film.
No. And released it at a great time. Not much going on.
All right.
In sports. Right? So, released it at a time where everybody's looking for something to kind of occupy their time.
Sticks Over.
That was it. Sticks Over, which is a great.
And finale.
Did you? Oh, so you saw the shot.
I saw the shot.
How great was that?
Well, because of how much we had talked about it, I was like, this is the moment. This is what's going to
happen.
You
knew exactly what was going to happen. He had to get the 3-iron. He drew the 3-iron.
He was so mean.
The other guy.
Yeah, Josh Duhamel.
Yeah.
You have to bring up my wife.
No.
Or my dead kid.
No.
Hey, he did it anyway.
He knocked you to 3 feet.
Yeah, better at golf than you.
It was great. And
I thought he was going to say
Stick 2 is going to be great. I feel like Stick 2.
Stick to it.
I don't know, because you haven't seen the finale yet.
Up to where we are, it took this is not the path I thought we were going to take whenever Stick came out. I think I didn't think that would be a very interesting route as to how we got to where Stick is. I thought the character development and character choices
they really highlighted,
honed in on one thing.
Well, and they honed in on the younger generation personality, right? Which I guess if you're going to do that, you're going to have a combination of both, which is what you do. You had, Owen Wilson was the older guy who kind of go out there, drink, kind of a loose cannon, whatever. Was probably coached hard, and then the kid doesn't like to be coached hard, a little more sensitive, but kid was a golfer.
Yeah,
he could play.
Owen Wilson's got a good swing too.
Owen Wilson's got, apparently the kid never played golf before in his life.
That probably helped.
Right, and so
got incredibly
great
good
show.
teaching.
golf is rising in popularity. Throwback this weekend, Live. Obviously, don't really watch the Live golf tournaments, but Bubba. What a performance by Bubba. Did you see?
No.
No, it came out second, but hit driver off the deck twice and eagled both those holes.
It's like golf, but louder.
Pink driver, the whole deal. But that's kind of what's going on right now. Golf, obviously, was taking the center stage this weekend with Happy Gilmore too, and obviously what Bubba was doing. Also shows you that there's not a lot of other sports happening. NFL training camp is well underway.
You know, I was going to drive her off the deck.
Not me.
This guy.
You.
Saw it on
Oh,
18.
you did?
Yeah.
I saw it. Great driver. Great ball. Great ball. But that shows you that there's really not a lot of sports conversation happening, but it is starting to ramp up. Why? Because training camp is well underway. Hall of Fame game is on Thursday. Finally, football back this week. I know it's a shell of what you're going to expect for the football season, but there will be kickoffs, there will be touchdowns, there will be field goals, there will be tackling, there will be everything that you want in football. It's going to be happening on Thursday. Hall of Fame game. Rams are playing at Detroit. That's where the Hall of Fame game is on Thursday. Obviously, you're not going to see a lot of starters, but you will see football played, and that is the official start to football season. LSU football starts camp. I think they report to camp tomorrow. First practice, fire jerseys.
Those are nice.
Fire jerseys. Starts camp. First full practice is on Wednesday, so they're ramping up. Obviously, a month away from opening the first game of the season at Clemson. We will get into that conversation throughout the course of the show. You get me and Lloyd today. Jay Mitch is in the booth. He is calling the Little League, not the World Series because they're not there yet, but he's calling the regionals. I guess he was in South Carolina, and I believe he is in California now. He is increasing his he's adding tools to his toolbox.
Yes.
All right, and so he is on there. If you want to listen to Jared talk about Little League baseball, I'm sure you can catch him on ESPN Plus. I don't really know where the games are being aired right now, but great for him. So he is not here. He obviously has other commitments. So it's just me and Lloyd. We apologize if you don't like me and Lloyd, but we're gonna have a good day.
But we're gonna have a fun day.
We're gonna talk about the LSU football team in a second. Obviously, Garrett Nussmeier went through his tour on the interviews, and very, very confident. I think the common theme around the team is that they are extremely confident, and we will talk about why we think they're confident. I think that y'all kind of understand that and know that. But we are very excited for it. I know everybody else is I'm excited for football. I'm excited for something to talk about other than nothing, right? And so we're getting there. Paul Skeens had another performance this weekend that was exceptional. He went 6 innings, gave up no runs, struck out 9, and he lowered his ERA, I think, to 1.84 in his career. And over his first 45 or 46 starts, he has the lowest ERA over the last 125 years in Major League Baseball. Numbers may be off a little bit, but I know 125 years, lowest ERA, those are correct. And he did win. They gave him enough run support. When you don't give up a run, it's hard to lose. But he did win 6-8 on the year. He is, I would imagine he's a front runner for the Cy Young in the National League. But he continues to do Paul Skeens things. Deion Sanders. Everybody thought Deion Sanders was going to announce his press conference that he was going to step away due to health reasons. It was opposite. He had some serious health scares. He had cancer that he beat, and he is now cancer-free or cured of cancer. I guess it was a bladder. He had his bladder removed.
Yeah, so the cancer's
new
gone.
bladder. Give him a new bladder.
Can you do? That's what I was wondering.
That science is crazy. Science is crazy, but he is there. Interview. He's back. He is going to be coaching.
Isn't that weird to have somebody else's bladder?
I don't know if it's somebody. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how that works. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. Or scientist. I imagine there's probably a combination of both there. I don't know. But it was. I'm a Deion fan. I know a lot of people get aggravated at Deion because of all the stuff that he says, but I enjoy it. I think he's good for football. I think he's good for college football, and I'm glad to see that he is healthy and obviously back on the sidelines. NFL, you're getting a lot of crazy things happening as far as releases. You get, people. This is kind of when some of these veteran guys will get cut or not get cut. Terry McLaurin's in camp, but he's not in camp, if that makes sense. He was getting fined, so he said, I'm tired of getting fined, so I'm going to show up, but I'm injured. So now you can't fine me, but I'm not stepping foot on the field until you get a new contract. Christian Wilkins got a new contract last year. Mm-hmm. If you know who Christian Wilkins is, big first-round defensive lineman from Clemson with the Raiders, got a big deal. And apparently that wasn't good because now he got released from the Raiders because of some shenanigans that he was apparently kissed a teammate on the forehead, and they did not like that. I'd imagine that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back, and there he is. He seems like a goofball.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a goofball, which could be a good thing and a bad thing. In this case, it didn't seem like it was a good thing. Was supposed to have surgery a couple of different times. Hadn't had surgery. I don't know what the reasoning in this, but he got released. He is now a free agent, and he is trying to find another team. But those are the news stories when you have nothing going on. Football's not there to take over some of this stuff. What?
They voided his deal, correct? That was not because of the kiss, but because of the foot.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know the ins and outs. I think he's still due money, though. I think they have to pay him. I think that he has to get paid whatever the money that is guaranteed or owed. I don't know how that works.
I know they're trying to avoid it because he didn't. They tried multiple times for him to get surgery.
I know they're trying to avoid it.
Yeah, so they're trying.
But I think he has a good case with the NFLPA because a team can't force you to get surgery if you feel like there's another option out there that doesn't require surgery. So that's obviously going to be a battle that's going to go on, I would imagine, into the middle of the year. But we'll see how that turns out. Like I said, we are here to kind of start the conversation with our football. What?
Would
you
you?
Confused?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking. Would you be that upset if somebody tried to kiss you on top of the head? It depends on who it is.
I think it depends on who it is and depends on
setting.
The circumstances. Yeah, like I probably wouldn't like it regardless, but for it to cause someone to get released or get kicked off the team or do whatever, I think that there's just had some other things had to build up, and that had to be like.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're dealing with this too
you're
much.
Out. You're done. Not great for him. But look, maybe he rights the ship and great for somebody else that signs him and gets a first-round talent on their roster. But we're not here to talk about all that. We're just here to talk sports. Before we get into that, I do want to mention our newest sponsor. Now, as you can see, well, actually, before I get to the as you can see part, our newest sponsor. Like I said, football season is ramping up. Football season is right around the corner.
33 days.
33 days, to be exact, before LSU travels to Clemson, South Carolina, takes on the Clemson Tigers in, what did Brian Kelly call their Death Valley?
Death Valley Junior.
Death Valley Junior, okay? I'm sure they love that. And I'm sure that's probably posted all over the place over there. But before LSU goes out there, or before the season starts, it'd be a good time for you to go out and replenish your LSU gear. Our newest sponsor, Alumni Hall, has everything that you may want to wear on game day. You may want to wear it, your kids may want to wear it, your husband may want to wear it, or your wife may want to wear it, or your newborn baby may want to wear it. They got everything that you could possibly want at Alumni Hall. They're located in Perkins Row. They have the newest drops, the newest coaches' attire, players' attire, everything that you see the players wear on the sidelines or going to the field, anything you see the coaches wear on the sidelines or going to the field, they have. If you don't want merchandise, if you don't want clothing, they have different LSU options, different options that you could potentially have throughout the course of the year. Well, that's not. We don't want Auburn.
No, we don't.
No, we don't want Auburn. We want LSU. But look, if you're a fan from another school and you're watching us, they got other schools. But obviously, LSU is what we're talking about. Alumni Hall, located in Perkins Row. They have everything that you could possibly want. And look, the beauty of it is, if you're a student and you say, "Oh, I don't have a lot of money," because you're not an athlete, you don't have NIL, so you're not getting paid to go to school. Well, some of them maybe. They have discounts. LSU students, faculty, military, and first responders all get 10% off everything in the store. If you spend $150, you have something called Hall Pass rewards. For every $150 you spend, you get $10 in rewards for your next purchase. It is the time to go and do it. It is the time to go buy your stuff, because if you wait too long, they're not going to have a lot of stuff left. And you got to wait for the next drop, and then you know how that goes. Once football season here, every week someone's looking. I know my wife is. Every week, my wife's looking for a new outfit. She can't go to the game, and she can't repeat outfits. That's the thing.
It's a disaster.
So, instead of waiting till the last minute, let's get ahead of it. and get all your gear that you want at Alumni Hall, located in Perkins Road. Great area, great store, great location. Go check them out. They have literally anything that you want. Nike, Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar, and a lot more than that. So go give them a gander.
Look, there's
Walk
you.
by. Tell them that we sent you. Tell them
there's
Mike
you and
Tuck
Allie.
sent you. Look at that. That looks exactly like something that we would wear on campus.
Yeah, those are out there. Cause
Oh, no. There's a lot of those out there. And look, that's great if that's your style. That's not something I'm going to wear. But there's a lot of people that wear them.
that's where they.
And
get
that's
it
where you get them.
for the party box. If you lose the fantasy football league, this is what you have to wear.
That is it. And look, if you're a
Get to wear.
if you're a bigger human being, like if you are, because sometimes that's hard to find clothes that fit you, right? They have big and tall, a lot of big and tall options. So they have options for the smallest of humans and the largest of humans. Alumni Hall, we were very
And everything
proud.
in between.
And everything in between. We were very proud to be partners with them. So go give them a look and go get all of your game day gear there. I mean, they got a bunch of great stuff, dude. Like,
Because you might have to get a little quarter zip.
oof, quarter zips are nice
for
at
the
the end of the
Clemson weather.
year. Like, quarter zips you're begging to wear because it's like, okay, it's not too cold, but like not too hot. You can roll it up. You can feel good about it. Golf shirts, Peter Millar, obviously, which fits very nicely.
There's nothing better than like hoodie to quarter zip season for football because the weather's turned.
See, hoodie, we don't really get to hoodie season here now. LSU makes the playoff and hosts a game.
Yes. Hoodie
That's
season.
probably hoodie season. But like,
Or for baseball.
or for baseball. Very rarely do we get to the hoodie part in Baton Rouge because it doesn't really get too cold. Really doesn't get cold in Baton Rouge till like January, like cold. You may have some cold spurts, but you know what? Go get it because you can wear it,
All year round.
like you said, to baseball games all year round. Okay.
Speaking of,
Speaking of,
obviously they have a lot of different teams. You were in Arkansas
I
with
was.
some Arkansas faithful fans. Well, obviously I'd imagine a lot of these conversations circled around football.
Football, baseball, sports.
What are their thoughts on LSU? And
So-
maybe a particular conversation that was had.
Okay, so
Hypothetical.
it was a hypothetical, and it wasn't brought by anybody. It was brought by Arkansas fans, not LSU fans, and
This is peak whiskey talk.
it's yes. This is after we've. So there's a reason why you don't see the cigar Bocock Brothers cigar box here, because I took the box to Arkansas
Hot Springs.
and to Hot Springs, and all cigars were smoked. That means, and listen, my mom's side of the family, cigar aficionados, like they like good cigars, and these were blown through, which means they were really good. Right? If they weren't good, they weren't going to be smoked, but they're great. No more cigars here. We have another box that we're going to put up. I just don't have it here in studio, but this was whiskey cigar conversation. And this hypothetical was brought up, or this conversation got brought up by somebody outside of LSU, and it sparked an interesting conversation. I will caveat before I say this: I do not think this is going to happen. I am not on this side of this, but it was interesting. The conversation revolved around NIL, and the conversation revolved around Bryce Underwood, who obviously got the 3-year, $14 million deal to go to Michigan. My point to them was, as I have said on this show after it happened, the deal he got to go to Michigan is equivalent to the 31st overall pick in the NFL draft, which is, I was making a point of how insane that was. My Arkansas friend says, "Oh, you know what's going to happen, right?" I was like, "No, what's going to happen?" He said, He didn't come to LSU. Yeah, the money was great, but he didn't come to LSU because he knew Nussmeier was starting. He did not want to sit on the bench for a year. So he's going to go to Michigan, play his first year there. Nussmeier's going to go to the NFL, and he's going to transfer into LSU. And what an outrageous thing that would be if that happened. Now, I do not think that's going to happen. Let me say that again. I do not think this was a absolute hypothetical conversation. But it was not brought up by an LSU homer. It was brought up by an Arkansas fan, and it was very interesting. And it brought up a bunch of debate. I guess my question to you, Lloyd, is if that pipe dream were to come true, is that something that you would want?
Absolutely.
Do you think the fans would want that?
That's the beggar. That's the. I mean, we went live after the Bryce Underwood news hit, and I do think it rubbed a lot of LSU fans the wrong way because you got so close to the finish line, literally, I think like the day before, and you're on the 1-inch line, and he decommits and immediately commits to Michigan. I think a lot of people were, if you ain't, it's the classic Tiger bait situation, but lest we forget how good he was and how high of a prospect he was rated and how excited everybody was for him to come on campus. I do think the dynamic between him and Nuss would have been very interesting because Nuss would not be getting the same amount of love I think he's getting right now if Underwood had come to campus, because that would be the classic backup quarterback situation where Nuss, if
Nuss is back, no way Underwood's starting.
No, I don't think so. But I do think a lot of people will be watching Underwood with a keen eye going, if Nuss throws an interception, it's put the Underwood kid in.
Right, which is why I think that was the best thing that could happen for LSU.
I agree.
Because you don't have those conversations happening, and you also take that money that you allocated for him and you move it around the transfer, which you saw how that worked out. It has worked out brilliantly for LSU as of now, right? We hadn't seen the season. Now, obviously, Underwood goes out in the season and throws for 5,000 yards and 60 touchdowns. You're like, oh, I don't think that's going to happen either.
Not yet.
Right? I don't think that's going to, especially at Michigan, I don't think the offense is made for that. But
that's the perfect scenario in which this theory can exist. He goes to Michigan, offense stinks. He gets frustrated. They don't know who their coach is.
And look at LSU. They made a big run.
Yeah.
They made it to the postseason. Look at the offense.
Look at what they do in the transfer portal.
Yep.
And then you could see a scenario in which Bryce Underwood strolls into campus as a sophomore and starts week
now,
one.
The next question is, do you think that happens?
I don't know if it happens, but I also don't think that.
You like thinking about it.
I think that I think I'm in the minority of wanting that to be a scenario in which Bryce Underwood does play for LSU.
Yep.
I think a lot of people have written him off. I'll put it in the poll.
I don't think it happens, and I'm not necessarily saying I want it to happen either, right? But look, if he goes out there and he balls out, maybe I do. I don't know. But that was a very interesting conversation, which brings us to the next conversation. Obviously, if he came to LSU, he was not going to start first year because you have a 6-year senior, Nussmeier, which I don't think a lot of people know that. Maybe they knew it now because it has been out there. I think you got the stats from, was it Tiger droppings? That he could become the all-time leading passer in LSU history. He needs 3,300 yards and some change, I believe, to become the all-time leader in passing yards in LSU history. I believe that he's going to reach that. I think he threw for
4,000 yards.
4,000 yards last year.
If he does what he did last year, he is going to be the all-time leading passer in LSU history.
And how many touchdowns does he need to be the all-time leader in touchdown passes?
Oh, I have that also.
Because I think both of those things are attainable this year.
He's tied for 5th with Herb Tyler with 40 career touchdown passes. He is behind Jamarcus Russell with 52, Jaden Daniels with 57, Tommy Hodgson with 69, and then Joey B with 76. So he would need 37 touchdowns to be the all-time.
Not unrealistic?
If he hits 37 touchdowns, I think LSU is doing everything that they want to do offensively.
Which brings us to our next conversation about LSU, right?
He should set the passing record.
Right.
The touchdown record would be sublime.
That would be, and look, but touchdown record it's not like he needs to throw 60.
No.
37 is not, it's not unachievable number. But it feels like.
How many did he throw last year, do you think?
I know this answer. I should know this answer.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get to 30? I think he threw 30 on the dot.
29.
I knew it was around that number.
And only 12 interceptions.
Yep.
Like, I think people conflate.
Well, 12 is, and he'd probably say that was a little high.
He would, for sure.
You know what else was on TV this weekend? The replay of the LSU Ole Miss game.
Great one.
And obviously, on pins and needles, you didn't know how it was going to turn out. We were locked in. But the one that I highlighted in my mind of like, okay, this is what it could look like was the 3rd and 12 rush that he had late in the game to get the first down. It's like, okay, he obviously can do it. He's obviously showed he could do it in a big moment. And you don't need him to run for 100 yards a game. You just need him to run for a few first downs. And I think he's been very vocal about that. You think you've seen it, and I think that you're going to see that more often this year. It's not the first thing he's going to do, but he's also not going to sit back and force something in there. He's going to use his feet more. But
and we talked to Cohen Eccles today, LSU offensive lineman, and he said
tune in tomorrow morning.
Tune in tomorrow morning to see the full interview. But
not here.
No. tomorrow morning, 7 to 9, Tingle & Co.
Yep.
Check it out, YouTube. In the same studio, somebody actually just said in the chat, what is Mikie doing in Tingle & Co. studio? And I was like,
whoa,
no,
whoa, whoa,
I was like, no,
whoa,
sir.
whoa.
We're attended with Mikie, thanks to the wonderful people at Indigo Papers.
Wonderful people.
But I was like, Mikie built the studio, and he's kind enough to let us inhabit it every morning. But we had Cohen Eccles on, and that was he kind of got there without even being prompted about Nuss's running abilities. Like, he looks better, he's faster, and it's been like a point of emphasis that we're trying to kind of hammer home as an offensive line. We're getting used to him kind of moving around a little bit more. So it's like, these are all things that I wanted to hear.
And look, he had moments where he moved around the pocket and threw off platform really well, right? Like, he has the ability to do that. And I think if you have the ability to do that, it's kind of like Joe Burrow, right? I'm not saying he's as fast as Joe Burrow or as athletic as Joe Burrow, but Joe is really good off platform, moving around, manipulating the pocket, all those types of things. And also, by being able to do that, shows that you can be able to run and gain first downs when you need to on third and shorts, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. You know, I mean, you can't expect him to go and run like Jaden Daniels did on 3rd and 15s and gain 70 yards. You know, like, that's not what it is. But you would imagine he can extend plays more, extend drives more by gaining first downs. But what also what Eccles said was that they're really good. He believes that the defense is nasty. He believes that they are a true contender to win a national championship. I think over the last few years you were kind of skeptical, and I think it feels different. We talked about this off air. It feels different. This isn't like a biased thing by me. This isn't like, and I'm the best at that. I am very, purple and gold glasses sometimes. I'm very much, we're going to be really good. We can be really good. All these things. It feels like over the last few years it was always, okay, we can be good if. We can be good if. We have to play above our skis a little bit. We have to exceed expectations. We have to play above our talent level that we have because of the rebuilding process. It feels different this year. It feels like they know that they're good. It feels like they know they have depth. It feels like they know they have talent around. It feels like it's not about if we play well or if we play above our talent. It's, okay, we are legitimate contenders because we are good enough to be the contenders. Nothing has to happen or go crazily good or bad somewhere else for LSU to be good. And that's kind of how it feels this year. I know we're all gun shy about game 1 of the season because of what's happened in the last 5 seasons. But I do believe that the way that they're speaking about this and the way that the coaching staff and the players are talking about it, it doesn't feel as if it's something, we need to talk this up because we need to get everybody on our side. It feels like we truly believe that we are a contender, and I do believe that as well. Lloyd,
what would you say the reason for maybe why LSU has been in that position for?
What do you mean? Like last 4 years?
Yeah, like everything is like feels like, we're fixing one thing at a time, which is what I would say. Like last year, like what was everything was pointing to, well, if the defense gets to this.
That's it. If the defense just plays average. If the secondary can just be okay. If, God, hopefully nobody gets hurt and we don't have a lot of depth. Like, it was a lot of, hey, the defense can be good if they play above what their talent level suggests that they are. This year it feels like, doesn't feel that way. It feels like, okay, we're deep in the secondary, we're deep in the linebacker position, we're deep in the front four. Like, it just feels like you have those guys there ready to go, and you're gonna have a lot more of a rotation on the defensive side, and it just feels different, does it not?
Oh, absolutely, and that's what I was kind of getting to. Is it feels like you've finally gotten to a point with LSU football that all of the things that need to be cleaned up from Brian Kelly's first year through some of the mistakes that he made to getting to this end point, it feels like you look around and you go, first it was you don't have the talent, you don't have the horses because you were left in a terrible spot, right? And you only had, 35 scholarship players. He outkicked his coverage, goes to an SEC championship. The next year it's, okay, can
you do it again?
Can Jaden Daniels take that next step? Because you saw it at the end of the year where it's like, okay, this is a little bit different. And you see Jaden Daniels come back, absolutely solidify his place as the starter first early on, and then it become, oh, my God, this is one of the best offenses LSU's ever had. And right off the heels of 2019, it's like this kind of looks similar. And
Right.
It was like, but
But then it was like, okay, then you had to go and you had to hit in the portal again defensively.
And you swung and missed.
And you didn't do you swung and missed.
Well, and you barely swung.
Right. Well, and it was a lot of new guys, right? So like, hey, we have to go bring in a whole new crop of new guys. We didn't have a ton of high leverage freshmen to come in and play them right away, which you don't really want to do anyway in the SEC. And so that was the next part, right? Now it feels like not only did you bring in talented transfers, you didn't really you really swung for it, right? And you got them, right? And not only did you bring in a good recruiting class, you're bringing in some returners that have experience at high leverage positions on the defensive side of the football. So you got a good mix, and that's, I think, what the biggest difference is. From everybody that we've talked, and listen, there has not been one game played yet. This is everybody is playing great in their schools right now. Like everybody comes in the media, and there's a lot of hype because everybody's fresh, excited, all these types of things. But it does feel like everybody that we've talked to close to the program, player-wise and coaching-wise, and people that are really close to that have no affiliation between being a player and a coach, all say that this defense looks really good. It's year 2 of Blake Baker. You know what Blake Baker's defense was his second year at Missouri? They're a top 25 defense in year 2. And you would imagine that the talent they have this year at LSU is better than the talent they had that year at Missouri. So all of those things combined makes it feel like they're in a really good spot. Now, obviously, you got to figure out the offensive line. That's the other big thing. Having a veteran quarterback helps that as well.
And I would say it's the first time you've had to figure out the offensive line under Brian Kelly. It felt like you were literally picking up
3 years in a row. You had
3 years of the same people.
Yeah.
And that was something that you kind of hung your hat on going into the year last year, where it was, oh, man, look at the veteran presence you have up front.
Right.
You had Will Campbell literally into microphone saying, we're going to be able to run the football. And then there was no running game to be found until you inserted Caden Durham. And it was still not a full force. It was Caden Durham making plays. It wasn't, okay, LSU is a true team that can run it and throw it.
Which I believe is because they had a very inexperienced center.
Yeah.
Right? Jared talked about it all the time. Like, that is a very important part of the running game, is having a center that understands the run game and understands how to make it go, understands protections. I mean, you're the quarterback of the offensive line, and so you needed to have one of those guys now that has experience at that position that was really good. So I think that's going to help. And I think if there was a position group around the team that you have confidence in developing, it feels like offensive line is that. With Brian Kelly's history with offensive linemen, and Bo Davis, right?
Yeah, but I think that's where a lot of people are wondering is that factor, because you didn't see maybe some of that development last year where you knew what you had in Will Campbell, you knew what you had in Emory Jones, you knew what you had in Miles Frazier, Garrett Dellinger, and it was the one, like, obviously you put a freshman in DJ Chester in at center. But I think a lot of people would point to it can't be just one thing, but I would also contend it can be that not having a true center that has played in the SEC and been able to do it and make the calls and do all of these things and help the quarterback out, help the run game out. But now that you have went into the portal, got Braylon Moore, now you can move DJ Chester around if that's what you want to do. But I do think that especially the addition of Alex Atkins, Florida State offensive coordinator, becomes the run game coordinator and tight ends coach. Like, they put all of the pieces in place, and you talk about the talent, what they have coming back, and then what they've added in the portal. Did any other team in the country make a bigger splash in the transfer portal this year?
I would say no.
Yeah, it's I just looked at On3, and it was Texas Tech was the top-ranked team, but I would contend that LSU made more moves and got better
More
players.
impactful moves.
Absolutely.
For sure. And look, they're going to get tested right away. The odds to win the Heisman, or Davey O'Brien Award, not the Heisman, which is the best quarterback in the country. Arch Manning is 4-1. Garrett Nussmeier is 5-1, and Cade Klubnik is 6-1. You play Cade Klubnik first game of the season on the road, so you're going to get challenged really quickly in the season. You're going to find out how good they are. I feel like I'm not going to the game. You are, though.
I am.
But
first time I've been to an opener.
Maybe that's the deal. Maybe that is what we need.
That's what I'm saying. I think somebody get some fresh blood in there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that have gone to them are no longer going. I stumbled into a rather fortunate circumstance. Yeah. So I'll be doing that, and now that first one under the Brian Kelly era. So if somebody needs to go turn the tide, I think I'll wear that cape.
Yeah, and look, we're early in the offseason, or I guess early in the prediction part of this, and I'm not going to make an outrageous prediction like I did last year with Mason Taylor.
1,000 yards.
1,000 yards. Almost got it for his career. But I do want to ask you, and not who you want to see, I just want who you think with your best educated guess. Give me your breakout player that somebody hasn't really talked a ton about, or not even that. Give me your breakout player. Give me someone who you think is going to have a great, outstanding season.
I think it could be somebody that maybe hasn't been talked about a lot, but has been on the team for a while. That would be Chris Hilton.
I love that.
Because you saw how the passing game changed whenever he was finally healthy, kind of finally played his way back into the receiver position where he was a little astray when he was, you saw Brian Kelly be fucking coachable. When he was jumping for balls, he looked uncomfortable out there because he hadn't played.
But it felt like he got the message.
Very clearly.
Yes.
And then you saw the
ball game.
But I would even say Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The last 2 games of the year, the light bulb went on.
Yep.
And it changed the way LSU played. It changed the way Nussmeier played. And that was the deep threat that you were looking for kind of all year.
Yeah.
And it finally...
He's a big-bodied receiver who can fly.
Fly.
Take the top over the defense, right? You have him. You also have Aaron Anderson, who had an unbelievable year last year, which I think he's going to take that next step. And you got Barrion Brown. So you have... And Hilton can fly. So you have the 3 guys who can fly. And you got Nick Anderson, who's the big-bodied receiver that you need. Plus you got Trey Green in the red zone. I'm everybody's going to laugh at me when I say this, right? Everybody's not upset, but everybody's wondering, okay, who's going to replace Mason Taylor? Mason Taylor is going to be a stud in the NFL. Like, can block, can run, can catch. He made big plays ever since his freshman year at LSU.
First game.
Right. Like, he was a stud, and he's going to be a stud in the NFL. So how do you replace that? From everything that I've been told, Bauer Sharp is a dude. Like, a dude. To the point where Nussmeier has said, I'm going to throw him the ball a lot, right? Because the way the offense is and the way the offense is set up, the tight ends are very much involved in the passing game. But it feels like out of all the tight ends, Bauer Sharp is the most complete tight end. He can block, he can run, he can catch. He's athletic. He was a former quarterback. And I believe that the new coaching staff, he came from Oklahoma, correct?
Mm-hmm. They're an interception.
The new offensive coordinator there, or the new coaching staff there, said, if there was one guy that left that I wish we'd have kept, is Bauer Sharp. And I'm not predicting like a 1,000 yards. I'm not doing that again. I do believe that he is going to be one of the most impactful players on the offense, though. I think there's not going to be a drop off between him and Mason Taylor. Is that crazy for me to say?
Say that again.
I don't think there's going to be a big drop off between him and Mason Taylor.
Oh, I would be hard pressed to say that just because of how good Mason Taylor has been.
I know that.
And there's so many.
You're not going to feel it as much, I don't think, as we thought maybe coming into the season.
I don't think he'll put up the same numbers Mason Taylor put up, but I do think because of the way that you'll see him be able to get on the field because Trey Green can still split out wide, and you saw him cross-train essentially as a wide receiver and a tight end, and he played the majority of snaps at tight end in the bowl game. But I do think there's still a world in which Bauer Sharp gets to play because Trey Green isn't going to be an every down tight end.
Oh, Bauer Sharp's going to be the starting tight end.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be – I believe he's going to be the starting tight end, right? Like, they're going to have a lot of 2 tight end sets. But I think that he's going to be he's a 3-down tight end is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're not going to have Trey Green there on 3rd and 4 unless they're throwing it to him. He's not going to be at the end of the line of scrimmage blocking. I hope so.
He led Oklahoma in receiving last year. Obviously, they had their top 5 wide receivers out,
right.
Nick Anderson included. But 42 catches, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Correct, and that was an abysmal offense.
And he also ran for 216 yards and 5 touchdowns.
He was a Wildcat guy, right?
He played quarterback at Southeastern.
Yep.
And then you saw them try that trick play against LSU, throws an interception.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's somebody that they could utilize a multitude of ways. I don't know if he'll be lining up at Wildcat quarterback when you have Juwan Johnson. But I do think that if he has the ability to run like that, like there's opportunities to get you the football.
Juwan Johnson's interesting.
I know. I'm very excited to see
what are they going to do with him?
He went to playing quarterback.
I know that. What are they going to do, though?
Well, if Nuss doesn't run it, then I think there's people are calling me crazy. This is my hot take. You're Mason Taylor. This is my I think Juwan Johnson's going to play more than people think at quarterback.
I hope so. At quarterback.
Yeah, I think he's going to have wildcat packages that you'll see him get, 2 to 3 snaps a game, maybe 5 snaps a game, because that was the one thing that was impacting LSU's ability to run the football. Nuss wouldn't pull it on a whatever you want to call it, quarterback choice whenever you're reading the defense and a quarterback can keep it or give it. Nuss very rarely kept it, so much to the point where they celebrated when he kept it. I think it was against Arkansas.
Correct.
And it was like this big Bronx cheer, kind of like, you can do it type deal. And I think Juwan Johnson, who's been running that offense his entire life, would have no problem being able to step in those situations and keep a defense honest with its ability to run and open up your run game.
That's an interesting conversation because,
how much do you want to take your best player off the field?
Exactly. Right? I do think he's going to be.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic.
He does. He's super talented, and he has to have the ball in his hand. Moving him to cornerback was a crazy choice.
Yes.
I know he did out of necessity, but he didn't even really do anything over there.
And you put him in a.
He was the all-time leader in touchdowns and
total
yards.
In
Louisiana.
Louisiana high school history, a record that was never going to be broken. He broke it.
Right. And so, I don't know, dude. I want to see him ball out. I do.
It's going to be one of those things where if you see it week 1 and it doesn't work, you might not see it again. But if it does work, you could say if he jogs onto the field on the opening drive of the first 15, and then they certainly have a plan.
Well, you say that. The first play of the game last year was the guy that was no longer on the team anymore. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
It's 2 years.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable play call. And then he was gone.
And then I thought they didn't call any. I think they thought they were going to score on that play because the rest of that drive went to shit. But unbelievable play call by somebody that did not make an impact outside of that.
Right.
But I believe the story was Frank Wilson saw something on tape and they thought he was their best chance to be able to score on the play.
It was almost right.
It was almost right.
Yeah.
And then even last year you had John Emery coming in and lead your team in rushing in the first game of the year.
Yeah.
These plans don't seem to work out. Whatever their first, whatever they thought they were going to do.
Well, John Emery's didn't work out not because of him. Not because of him not being able to do it because he got hurt.
No, I don't think he was. I don't think the game plan going into USC was John Emery's going to lead your team in rushing.
No, but he was the most effective guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These plans have not worked out very much in game 1.
I also think Caden Jerem's going to have a monster year.
Of course.
They say he looks great.
He's very good.
He looks great.
Caleb Jackson.
Just like to see him
run through a motherfucker's face.
Just run through the guy. Let's not the first guy to tackle you this year. We were talking about off air, how are we going to get through the show with? It's crazy what football conversation can do.
Yeah, Mikey was all concerned, we don't have Jared. What are we going to talk about? Is a question
Nobody
that
wants
comes
to listen
up.
to us talk.
Yeah, Mikey, this is what,
that's what I do.
Mikey, we could talk for an hour about anything.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
But 33 days, obviously, all this stuff. It's fun to talk about now and to get because look, we're going to be wrong on 95% of everything that we talk about right now.
Absolutely.
Which majority of the people will be because you don't really know. And the season can go one of two ways. You can go a bunch of different directions, and you just don't know who's going to step up and who's not going to step up. But I'm very excited about the guys that got on the team. What?
Couple of predictions in the chat.
Okay.
Alex Futch. If Perk doesn't live up to his potential, he's the biggest what if since Russell Shepard. That is a reach, my friend. And
biggest what if? I think go before
Ryan
that.
Perlew.
Biggest. Yep.
He's my road to glory quarterback. We're gonna get it right this time.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to class.
Yeah. We're not gonna fail any drug tests.
No drug test. It's not in the game, but
right.
No fake IDs.
None.
No counterfeit money.
None.
No. We're ball, school, draft,
score a bunch of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, that's
all
the
right,
biggest.
So you said biggest bust since then. Okay, I don't.
What if, not bust?
Biggest what if.
But I don't. You've seen Perk do it. Russell really never got his opportunity to play the position he was brought here to play.
Correct.
P-Dub, an experienced offensive line, might be enticing enough to bring Underwood here.
That see, we're getting some conversation there.
Fonzarelli, your guy.
My guy.
Both of you, well, not only guy for the show, but I'm calling Kyle Parker will be 800 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Hey, listen, I love you already know me. It's been a shame he's been an injury-riddled career. I like the kid, man. I think he's super talented. I think he's got it. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to stay healthy. Now, there's going to be a lot of competition in the receiver room. That is the only thing that I'm really worried about. But I'm looking at the depth chart on the linebacker room. Whit Weeks, Harold Perkins, West Weeks. I know West Weeks isn't the better of the three, but whenever Whit went down, West was he played great. You have three very experienced linebackers. That goes a long way.
With your defensive coordinator.
And Devon Keys played well at the end of last year, right? And they were really high on Singleton, right, when he came in. It was as they should be.
Keelan Moses.
Right, and you had Jaden Breaker, who came in
They're dogs in there.
You have really veteran guys who had a lot of snaps in college football with a bunch of talent behind them is how you draw up a defense. You want to have the guys that are talented but also have experience, and you want to have the super talented guys behind them learning and getting ready to go. And I'm looking at that, and that is pretty exciting. And then you go look at the cornerbacks. We didn't have any before. We got a lot. You got a lot. And they said that Mansour Delane kid is a baller.
Starter.
Ashton Stamps obviously is going to have another year as a starter. DJ Pickett is being rumored to be potentially the best cornerback ever to come through LSU when it's all said and done. PJ Woodland had experience. Obviously, he didn't get as much run as we thought he was going to get. But then you get the red shirt. You get Jakeem Jackson who transferred. Right?
Corey Raymond product.
Right. You get Aiden Anding who is a baller. Smaller guy, but baller. Right? So you have depth now in that position. I'm going through this because these are things that we didn't have before. Relaford stud, right? Relaford has the potential to be a stud. Pyburn apparently is get out of his way. He is going to break face masks, right? And you just have guys that – have you seen what Dylan Carpenter looks like?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's all bark no bite, but whoa.
And you talk about somebody that's waited their turn too. And obviously LSU goes into the portal, reloads that defensive line, and
McKinley, Guillory, Bro. You have three defensive linemen that have been there for a minute, and you go out and you get some transfer. They have depth finally on the defensive side of the football, and size, and it feels different. It feels different.
Hey, when you can go position by position the way that you just did, and not really find a weakness and instead find strength.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think you're in a pretty good spot.
Completely agree.
And
now,
you have
go ahead.
The nation's leader in passing yards coming back. He's for all the people that came back, missed me with Drew Aller. Garrett Nussmeier is statistically the best thrower of the football that's left in college football.
And you have a track team in your receiving room.
And you have a track team in your backfield.
Yes. Feels good? Feels good. Does it not?
That's about as optimistic as you can be.
Does it not? It feels great. It's been a long time since we had a roster. You can go back and say, okay, you got depth. There's question marks. I'm not saying LSU's going to go undefeated, blow everybody out. It's not going to be at 19. I would love for them to be 19. But, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you go through this, it looks like they actually have – this is a LSU roster that you used to see.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a few years since you've been able to see it. So
expectations are high, only from a fan's perspective, but also from the players' perspective. They know and continue to hear. We heard a lot about LSU baseball, toughened together, very much a team that is tight knit, hangs out outside of just practice. LSU football is doing the exact same.
Feels
thing.
That way too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dylan Carpenter is all. What's this workout program?
I want it.
I want it too.
I'm not 6'4", 250, 260, however big he is, but
that makes one of us.
it's
a thirst trap, but I mean, he's yoked.
Yeah, but there's one in his football uniform too.
Yeah, he's just big.
I mean, he's
Mustache is a great addition.
Yeah, big dude.
Big dude.
Big dude. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see. And look, I'm excited for game one. I know it's a nervous game. Everybody's going to be on pins and needles, but I am fired up for. I like playing you know me. I like playing that big. I like the first game of the season being a big game just because as a fan, it's just listen. You go out and you win that game, it sets you up for the whole year. You go lose a game, it's also not great.
Your back's against the wall.
Right, but like, I think this team's equipped to do it. Man.
Oh, we had one more in the chat. Hold on.
I can't wait.
We did get a super chat from Cajun Curveball.
Thank you.
Not LSU, but it is football, and it is the Saints. Went to Saints camp. Shuck equals car. Big arm, but just lofts the ball and puts so much float on it. You hate to see it. New Orleans 3-4 defense is insane, though. That defense is going to be – the scheme will be elite.
So then okay, listen. If the defense is nasty and they can just keep them in it, I mean –
I think Rattler's going to start.
I don't.
He keeps getting first-team reps.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. 2 days in a row.
I mean, dude, it's just – and look, this is a good – I hate preseason, but, like, I'm going to pay attention because you're going to see the quarterbacks play. Ain't no quarterback that's not going to – like, all the quarterbacks in New Orleans are going to play in the preseason. Nobody's sitting out. Nobody's earned the right to be able to sit out unless they say early on, okay, you're the starter. We don't need to see you anymore, but I don't think that's going to be the case. It's a shame that – I mean, they drafted him in the second round. Like, that's – and I know it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but when you draft a guy in the second round, like, it just feels like that's your guy, and you're going to play him. But I guess in the NFL, in the quarterback position, it doesn't – I mean, whatever. There's first-rounders that go and play for a year and don't play again. I mean, I guess in that position, in second-rounder at quarterback, you're cheap compared to everybody else. You know, it's not fully guaranteed. Is it fully guaranteed contracts?
His is one of the more fully guaranteed contracts for a second rounder. It is like, and Nick Underhill was talking about this where people are like up in arms about it. It's like you're fighting over like $1.1 million. Like, it's not a big deal, and it keeps him happy, and it's just worth doing. Correct. He said next year you'll see everybody probably in the second round get guaranteed money. Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah,
and
I mean, I'm not.
And he said if he sucks,
it's easy to cut bait.
Yeah, you'd probably see Garrett Nussmeier. He'll be real bad.
How crazy would that be?
I know you like to be optimistic.
And look,
about the Saints
I am not optimistic about the Saints this year, and maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to.
Like, I'm not optimistic. I don't think they're gonna be good. I hope I'm wrong because I love the Saints and I love when they're good. And the Superdome is better than any whenever the team's good. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I do.
Defense is older.
Whiskey Shuck is starting. I could see that's why they drafted him, and I know
drafted
they're
him
trying to give him every opportunity to start.
He ain't young.
No, veteran rookie.
Hey, he's older than some of the other second-year quarterbacks, maybe third-year quarterbacks.
He's old.
Yeah, he's older,
and he's had a lot of injuries.
He has had a lot of injuries, but he can spin the rock,
and he's also terrified of contact. But he can spin it.
He can spin it. He can spin it. Like enough to draft him in the second round.
See? Rattler's QB1 right now. He's winning the comp.
Who is?
Rattler.
Yep. I mean,
what's the difference between the two? I mean,
what if Rattler actually ends up being good?
I would be surprised.
I can't do this to myself.
No, he won't be.
He had flashes.
Mm-hmm.
Flashes is probably the best way to say it.
Against Denver?
Flashes is probably the best way to say it. He had like a drive a game where he's like, oh, wow.
Oh, like one throw a game.
You're like, oh my God, like this is, wow, where's that?
I see it.
It's there. It's in there. It's in there. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 3 and out.
Yeah. Could be worse. You could have drafted Richardson. Anthony Richardson.
Looks good.
He's never looked good. He's always looked good.
Yeah.
Until the game starts.
Yeah.
And he's never put up good numbers.
Myself out.
He's never put good numbers up, even in high school, which is crazy to me. Which is actually outrageous to me.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we got on the football side. You got anything else you want to talk about, Lloyd?
I was getting the segments queued up. Or did you want to hit him with the Tutco knowledge? We should save that.
Let's save that. You know, that's a hard.
That's a hard.
That's a
transition.
90-degree
That
turn.
is. It's a slider.
There's no segue to that. Yeah, let's get to the segues. Look, quick show today on Monday. Like I said, this is you got me and Lloyd, just hanging out with the boys. Jay Mitch on the call, not here, and so let's we just want to have a good show for y'all. Quick show. Let's get to the segues. Mistake of the day. Brought to you by Lloyd.
Yeah, Cajun curveball. Arch will not be coming out. He will play one more year at Texas.
I believe that. I do believe that too. That's the Manning way.
Sorry, I'm talking NCAA football in here.
That's right. That's the Manning way, though. I do believe that is what's going to happen.
Yes. Mistake of the day brought to you by Mistake of the Day.
Yes, sir.
Did you see Skinny Luka?
Hey, it looks good.
He does. But journalism, that is not the mistake of the day. The mistake of the day is that journalism is absolutely cooked.
Cooked.
As a former somebody that actually had to put
majored in it.
Yeah, no.
I thought you did.
That was a lot of conjecture.
Ah.
Sports administration.
Minor in journalism.
No minor. But yeah, when I got hired to be in the SID office, no, they assumed I was a journalist. I had a journalism degree.
Because you're very intelligent.
But yeah, they read some of my writing. I was like, oh no, I couldn't even get past week 1 in there. Manship school. What a waste of time. But having to put pen to pad, fingers to keyboards, this is insulting for this new generation of, I guess you could call them, they're not journalists and they can't write either, which is also an important skill set to have. Because in this article, it is very clear that they just use Grok the entire time, which is just an absolute farce. They said that Luka had a 42-inch vertical and could possibly be jumping higher after his weight loss program. So, here it is. Such athletic gifts aren't as immediately evident as a highlight reel dunk by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Name one highlight dunk you've ever seen from SGA. They don't happen. He just gets fouled and goes to the free throw line. A god-level chase down block from LeBron. But they go on and on about Luka. Oh, and he can jump. Lost in the narrative about his weight and conditioning is the fact that at 19-year-old at the 2018 NBA Scouting Combine, Luka delivered a 42-inch vertical leap. This motherfucker
at the Scouting Combine.
He didn't go to the Scouting Combine. He wasn't there. And if you put this in, however they did the article, this is Dante DiVincenzo's vertical that comes up whenever you type in Luka Doncic's vertical. So they just look. Luka Doncic's vertical leap was officially measured at 42 inches during the 2018 NBA Scouting Combine. Didn't go there. Then if you go look up who the actual vertical leaps were by, it's Dante DiVincenzo that leads the list at 42.5 inches vertical. So they just copy and pasted.
That's embarrassing.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, it's
embarrassing.
Then
so they come back. This is Dante DiVincenzo. And so
they come back and edit it?
No, this is them giving the proof. They did come back and edit it and took out the 42-inch vertical.
Of course they did.
It's a shocking state of affairs.
Well, Luka looks great.
Luka looks good.
Luka looks good. Good for him.
Not a 42-inch vertical, though.
Nope, that's okay. He didn't have to have a 42-inch vertical. He looks good, though.
He does.
He looks good. So shout out to Luka. It could be a curtain call, too, for Luka.
Could be. Not for the article.
Yeah, speaking of, curtain call. What you got?
Oh, I do have a curtain call.
I thought you were going to do LaMelo Ball got tattooed on his feet.
No, that was going to be a mistake today, but I pivoted because that actually did piss me off a little bit. My curtain call. What's his name? Horse racing. Nuggets. Jokic.
Oh, Jokic. Okay,
Did you see how happy he was?
Yes.
When his horse, this is his life. This is more of what he cares about than NBA basketball. And people didn't believe it. He really might be out there just to pay bills so he can watch horse racing because this is his horse running its first race ever of this year. But the way this man celebrates is if this is what you would expect
won the
when he won an
championship.
NBA final.
Yeah.
But this is what makes him happy in life.
That's his passion, dude.
He's crying. He's gonna go hug the horse.
He's bigger than the horse.
He's huge. But no parade.
You gotta pray for the horse,
for Horsey.
We'll have a pray for the horse.
But I've never seen him react like this.
Listen, good for him.
I know. I think it's awesome.
That's great. You could tell, yeah, I love that.
This is awesome.
I love that. There's things that matter to him, and basketball he's just really good at. He can kind of control it. This is something he really can't control. Good for him.
It's just unbelievably
him.
funny.
All right.
Because this is what the horse. Have you seen how they race?
Oh, they race with the buggy on the back of it?
It's hard to get yourself kind of fired up for it.
Yeah, it's not like the...
It's not like the Kentucky Derby.
Right. All right, you may have to refresh the doc. Oh, look at him.
Like it's hard to cheer for that, you know?
That's great. I thought he was falling off.
I think you're celebrating.
Wow, that's a talent. That's crazy. It's crazy. Core strength right there. All right, my curtain call is to baseball is going on. Trade deadline's a few days away. There's a guy who LSU fans may know, remember, from the College World Series in 23 when Griffin Herring dominated him, but he was one of the best players on the field, and that is Nick Kurtz from Wake Forest, first baseman. He is in the big leagues playing for the Athletics, and he did something that not a lot of people have done, and he's a rookie. He went 6 for 6
Cool.
with 4 home runs, missed being the only person in the history of baseball to have 5 home runs by 3 feet. That was his first homer. His third at bat, I believe, was a double off the wall that went just underneath the yellow line. Boom.
Oh.
Would have been a second home run. He went on to hit 3 more on the day and went 6 for 6. This kid is a monster. And he has been doing that all year. I believe he's hitting over 300 for the year. I think he leads rookies in almost every offensive category that there is. And, I mean, this is
Have a day.
outrageous. Now, his last one was off a position player, which I argue is harder. I would argue it is harder. I hated hitting off of position players. 1, because they're throwing 65 miles an hour, and 2, like, you don't want to get out against
Right, the pressure changes.
Yeah. But that was unbelievably impressive. 6 for 6, 4 home runs in 1 game, and like 5 extra base hits. Like, that's good for him. Curtain call to him.
Did you see the guy that like crow hopped in the box off a position player?
Yep.
Like did the yellow scoot up?
Yep. That was Luke Jackson, I believe.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But there's your baseball.
That's the baseball. That's our baseball conversation.
Griffin Herring traded.
Griffin Herring did get traded.
I think his game will still play there.
Oh, he's fine. I mean, his game's going to play anywhere. If he keeps just getting people out, he's going to play wherever he goes. He's in Colorado, though. That is the only...
Launching pad.
Yeah, that is an issue. But we shall see. All right, we appreciate you tuning in on this beautiful Monday. We'll be back live in studio from 6 to 8-ish on Wednesday. Hopefully, Jay Mitch will be back in studio. Hopefully, we have more conversation, more sports conversation with you. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can't watch us, but you like listening to us, or anywhere you get your pods. Again, we appreciate the support. We love y'all. Hope y'all have a great night.
Goodbye.
See you on Wednesday.
And then Thursday
football.
we'll be breaking down.
Thursday football.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Football.
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 Peace.
Bye.